Alright, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. Let's get you on window, make sure my mic is on. Before we jump in here, I'm losing my mind this morning. I thought I had a factory built that had like a box in it with a plane, like a manure plane, but I can't remember for the life of me. So I just want to check my factories for a second. I'm looking for, before we start building today, I need a part. And I can't remember what factory I had it on. If I even had it at all. I may be thinking of 19. So it's not on there. That was the biodiesel. It's not on the fertilizer station. I don't think it is. Yeah, sorry, just bear with me a second. We'll get into what I really want to work on today. So yeah, it's not going to be in the fertilizer station. It's not going to be in the seed station. Let's take a quick peek at. I started building a hen house, but we're going to build that into the map eventually. It will not be a separate placeable because it will not work on other maps. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. All right, so I need parts off of here. So I'm going to grab one of the planters. Let's go File, Export. I'm going to throw it on my desktop, where we're going to be working on a lot today. Build today a planter. Throw this in here for now. Do I want the second one? Now we can duplicate the one. All right, that's what I just needed for now. Let me get out of there. Let me make sure I brought the textures over. Planter. It brought the dirt texture over. It did. Okay, so I can work with that. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I want to build Mammoth Mill. Well, let me show you the map and show you what I've got done, and then we'll go from there. I'm not going to be working on the map itself today. We're going to be working on some factories. Let me show you the progress that's done so far. Sassy one, good morning. Hope you're feeling better, not overdoing it. I am. I winged myself off of the narcotic pain medication. I'm down to just Advil and Tylenol. So I'm trying to suffer through with that. So I don't want to take the narcotics. I don't want to take the whatever they gave me. The incisions are killing me more than anything right now. But I'm hoping I can at least sit for a few hours today. So let me throw my speed on. Alright, so the map is pretty much down to this square, but I don't want to put fields in this square until we build a couple factories. And then we still have fishing to finish. The whole fishing, fish processing, this whole square, I have to put on hold because fish processing caused a big snowball effect. I don't blame you on the meds, yeah. So fishing caused a big snowball effect because we couldn't do fish processing because we needed ice and so we had to bring the fish in from the boat, but we needed ice to make our fish and trout and catfish or whatever fill types I put in. But ice cubes, so we need the ice cube factory, which we need sacks, which caused another snowball effect, which we need plastic, which caused another snowball effect, which we need a refinery, which caused another snowball effect, which we need the oil wells, which caused a snowball effect, we need drill pipe. So fishing is put on hold. And then this square is put on hold because I want to build in a couple of oil wells, but we'll also give you some placeable oil wells. And I want to build in a stone pit but we'll also make a placeable stone pit so you can put extra ones down. I want to make a stone processing plant, which will also give you a placeable stone processing plant to put more down. So that square is on hold, but the rest of the field, all the rest of the fields are in. So we're down to the lake square and the big square over here. So that's where we are on the map itself, which I don't think we'll get any work done in the map itself today. First thing I want to build is Mammoth Mill. So I'm going to take, let's go back into, let me go into here for a second. FS22, I want to go into, crap, where do I have it? I don't have them in there. Hold on, I have them up here. Lumber Mill 1, Lumber Mill 2. I think Lumber Mill 2 is the one that takes just the wood chips and not the logs. I want to be sure. Yes, this is the one that takes the wood chips. We're gonna take Sawmill 2, and we're gonna turn it into Mammoth Mill and build it into the map, and not use it as a placeable. But you'll be able to put your own down. Let's go File, Export. Now I want to go into Documents, My Games, Farm Sim 22 Mods, Ricci's Creek, Placeables. We're going to call this Mammoth Mill. So let's pull that over into the map file itself. And then once we get into the map file itself, we're going to need some more bits and pieces. Just want to make sure to pull the textures over. Mammoth Mill. Let's take a quick peek at that. So we have the farm silo and we have the decal. And the decal we're going to have to change up a little bit. So I want it to have the Mammoth Mill logo. So I'm going to leave that open a second. Next thing I'm going to need is we're going to need Sawmill 2. Let's copy that, move it over here. We have to rename it Mammoth Mill. Let's take a look at that and see what else I need. So I'm going to need the icon. We can use the icon for Sawmill 2. We'll have to change it up a little bit. So let's copy that over to here. So what else am I going to need? I think that's it. I think just those three, and then we'll change it up a little bit. So let's look at where did the logo go? Logo is in textures, and then let's take care of the logo first. So textures, what was the silo diffuse, I believe. Yep, so this is the one we need to change up. What else do I need from here? Do I need the icon? I don't think I need the icon. I don't need the mod description. I think that's all. I'm going to leave that open for a second. No, okay, yeah, I'm going to leave it open in case I need to pull anything else out of it. Let's go into, where do I want let's go into the placeables. And let's grab the Mammoth Mill logo. Oh, crap. I just moved everything from my desktop concerning 19 into my external hard drive to clean up space on my desktop. So where is the Ricci Mammoth Mill? Here it is. I should have yeah, we can work with one of these. Do we want that one? No, let's work with this one. All right, so we need to change this sign a little bit. So let's grab a little bit of yellow. Into here. Let's just change it up. There we go. Let's start off with a nice clean base. Now let's grab, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stretch this out much, but let me try something. Let me grab part of this. Now let me grab the whole thing. I've got an idea. Let's copy this over to here. Try and get it close to center. And then I'm going to grab this guy. And let's see if we can't match this up a little bit. No, I'm not going to be able to get the stripes right. I wanted to try and pull this over a little bit. The signs are a lot different, a different size in 22 than they were in 19. Let's not do that now. Let me undo that a second. So let's try this. Can I get an extra elephant? I can't. Just going to want to pull everything. I'm going to need to come up with a new sign for Mammoth, for the mill. Let me try. Can I double this? Oh, stop. Alright, copy and then paste. Can we double this up a little bit? I can. It's not going to look exactly like I want, but let's try and work with this. Alright, let's go with the text. Let's go like 36. And let's just throw this down here. Let's save that. You need to be a DTX1. Leave that open a second, and I want to rename this. Let's go with Mammoth Mill Decal Diffuse, and we have to change this. Mammoth Mill Decal Diffuse. Now when we open up our Mammoth Mill, I'll let you draw your own conclusion on the sign. So what does the sign look like? It'll do. It'll do for now until I get a chance to come up with something else. It's good enough for us to change this from a sawmill into a mammoth to a complete mill. I want to let's create a plane to work on. Just so we have something, a nice flat square surface to work on. Alright, so we're dropping our materials off over here. Now, since we're turning this into Mammoth Mill, we need coal, we need iron. Because we're going to make drill pipe and pallets and boards and hopefully plastic and everything we need out of one factory, I'm hoping. So let me grab, let's go back to this planter box I grabbed earlier. So build today. So let's go back to this planter. This planter is pointing towards dirt. It's planting, yes. Now I'm going to need to grab a coal texture and an iron texture. Fill planes, let's grab coal. Which one do I know? This one. Let's grab coal, move it to here, and then let's grab, where's my iron? Let's move this. over to here as well. Alright, so now we're going to change this planter to coal. And then when I open it up, it should be coal now instead of dirt. Let me slow my speed down. And we'll make it a little bit bigger once we get it into the factory. Alright, so yeah, so now we have coal. So I'm going to go File, I'm going to export this back out to my desktop. And we're going to call this coal bin. So that'll be the first one. And then we're going to change the planter again to, is it ore? Ore. Let's change that to ore. And now the second one, when we open it this time, it should have an ore texture. What do they do with it? So this should now have an ore texture to it. And it does. Okay. Hold on, cancel. So I'm going to go File, Export. We're going to call this an ore bin. I'm hoping, let's just open that one up, make sure it's going to be, it looks like ore. And it does. Okay, so we have our coal bin, we have our ore bin. So let's jump back into here. Where am I going to put it? I'm going to put it in, do I want to put it in visual? Let's put it in visuals. Let's go File, Import. Let's bring in the coal bin. Let's change this to coal bin. So let's go Edit, Cut, and paste. Now, can I? Yeah, I can. So let's double you up. I'll go yeah, let's go a little bit taller as well. So can I get you just over here by the railing? I can. So let's throw a coal bin there. Pull it out a little bit. I don't like it that far. All right, that'll work. And let's go File, Imports. Bring in our ore bin. Let's go Edit, Cut, Visuals, Paste, and we'll double this guy up. 2, 2, and 2. So we'll have our coal, we'll have our ore. Do I want to make one for wood chips? Let's do a quick save. Let's go back into here. Do I have a wood chip texture? I do. Let's copy this into here. And then let's go back into our planter. Change it to, is it wood chips capital C. Save that. And then now the planter should have a wood chip texture to it. Never back down. Hello. Thank you for stopping in. Much appreciated. We are trying to work on a mammoth mill today. So do you have, you do have a wood chip texture. So let's go File, Export. I'm just going to call it wood bin. So let's, that one. So let's come back into here. So we have our coal, we have a bin for coal, we have a bin for ore. So let's go, let's change you to ore bin. Alright, and let's go File, Imports, bring in the wood bin. And let's change it to wood bin. And let's move it up in the visuals. And we'll have to double its size. Alright. And we'll get it over here, kinda, sorta. So I have our couple of bins. Do I need to pull these up? No, they're sitting on the ground. Alright, so we have our 3 bins. We have our pallet spawners. I'm not going to change anything else. So let me go. I need to open up. I know I'm going to have a bunch of windows open today. Sawmill 2 I'm going to close for now. But let me open up. I got to go back into my external hard drive a minute. FS22. What did I pull that out of? I pulled that out of the hen house. I need that. I need this open because I have to pull. Where are they? Where's my trigger node? Tip occlusion, tip occlusion. Pallet spawners, storage, player trigger, production point. I thought I had. I must be going crazy. I'm definitely going crazy. I thought I had a plane, a fill plane, where it actually, like, when you dumped the coal in it looked like it filled the bin. But maybe I didn't make it work on here. Let me look at something. Let me go in. Let's open this up a second. Maybe I put it in here and didn't activate it. Where are these bins? Well, I have one for feed, because it has a plane that we can adjust up and down, like it's going to fill. So that's going to be 0, 0, 0, 0. Do I have it? Map position, storage. I don't have it working. AI spline, player trigger, clear area, test area, tip occlusion. No, I don't have it activated. Now I need to figure out what the command is to make the fill plane work. I'm going to have to find the command to make the fill plane work. So they're going to be non-working for today, and we'll make them work eventually at some point. I just got to find the right command, and I don't have it handy. None of my existing factories had a working... hold on, let me look at the lumber mill a second. See if it has a working plane. If it has a working plane, I just need the code. One of my mills had a working plane, and it's not this one. It's not that one. It's not the lumber mill. Not the biodiesel. I swear I had a working plane somewhere. Oh well, that'll be a project for tomorrow. I'll find the right code and we'll make it work. So right now the planes are not going to work, but they'll be there. I just got to dig through a couple of mods and find the correct code to make the planes work. But let's get this fixed. So let's pull up Mammoth Mill. So you need to be changed to Mammoth Mill. I'll get the code working. See if I can get the code. I'll try and find the correct code when I take my lunch break. It may be in the in-game sawmill. I may go in and look at that. So our icon, we have to fix our icon as well. So let's take our icon. We'll also name it Mammoth Mill. So let's fix our icon now. So let's go back to Ricci Creek Placeables. So icon for the sawmill 2 has to be fixed. Which means I'm going to have to redo this entire picture. How can I rescue this same picture? Hold on, let's just do a little quick cheat. Let's go copy and paste. Let me pull you down here. And then let's grab, let's go brown, yeah. So this will be Mammoth Mill. We can go up a little bit on size. Let's save that. This one needs to be TX5. And then we need to rename it Mammoth Mill. And then that should be the correct icon in the game. Let's leave, so our i3D, where's my in-game folder? Placeables, our i3D should be Mammoth Mill. Let's save that. Now right now it's only making boards. And the boards are going to be hooked to the in-game XML and the in-game palette. So let's go look at, before we finish the add more product to the mill, let's go back into Ricci Creek. Let's go into our fill types. And let's find our boards. I'm going to go control find. Let's find the boards. So the boards are hooked to the in-game palette. So I want to change that. We're going to change that. So do we have the board stack palette in our files? So let's go to palettes. Do we have the board stack in here? We do not. So we have to grab it out of the base game. So let's go back into the base game, program files, Steam, Steam apps, common, FS22 data. What XML do I need? I need board stack. See if we can do a quick find. I need board stack palette XML right here. Let's copy that into our folder. So we're no longer pulling it out of the base game. We're going to keep the i3D. I'm going to keep everything else the same. I want to change the mass. We're going to pull the mass down so it's lighter. But we're also going to change it to 4,000 liters instead of 1,000 liters. But now I need to, in my fill type XML, we need to redirect this XML to just palettes. And we need to get rid of the dollar data. So we're going to pull it to our own palette XML. So when it makes boards, it's now going to be, it should be a 4,000 liter pallet instead of a 1,000 liter pallet. Now I also have to register this this XML, and I believe it's in. Is it in map? No, it's not in map. It is. Is it in a mod description? I believe I have to point this to my own XML. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see if it throws an error. If it throws an error and doesn't work, then I'm going to have to figure out where I need to register my XML. Is it under store? Maybe under store. Hold on. FS22 maps, map US. Come on. There we go. Where is my store? Yes, I have to register my palette here. So now we need to go, let's copy this. We'll paste it here, and let's go here, and let's grab this. Let's copy that into here. So now we're going to register our board stack palette. So it reads it out of the map and doesn't read it from the base game. I knew I had to register that palette somewhere. I just couldn't remember where. Alright, so we got to get our fill planes working, but I got to find the correct command. You know what? Hold on. Another quick side trip. Let's go back in game. I want to see if the in-game sawmill has a fill plane. Steam apps, common, Farm Sim 22. Let's look at, do they call it the sawmill in game? They do. Let me look at this XML a second. Because I could have swear it had a working fill plane. It doesn't. Right there. Right, that's what I'm looking for. That command right there. Yeah, that's the command I need. Awesome. Hold on. I'm going to get this out of the base game and put it on my desktop where I can work on it without messing it up. Let's go copy. Let's throw it in here. That's the exact plane. That's the command I need to make these planes work. Let's close the base game XML so I don't mess it up. Now let's go back into our, you're the board stack palette. I think I'm done with that. I'm going to leave it open for a minute. Let's go back in here to Mammoth Mill. Oh man, excuse me. I had some nasty sneezes. All right, let's grab a sip of coffee. I want to make this work with the boards to make sure there's no errors in it, and we're going to add pallets and drill pipe and all kind of good stuff to it. But right now I'm only concerned with making it work with boards. So let's look at this command for, let's open up the sawmill XML again. So I need our wood chip hill XML. So it goes, okay, that's interesting. So the fill plane actually goes under storage. And it runs off of fill type wood chips. And then it has its own node. That's interesting. I like how they did that. It's definitely different in 22 than it is in 19. Let's copy that command over to Mammoth Mill. So that was under storage, wood chips. So we have our fill plane. I'm going to use just the one for now. So we have our fill plane for wood chips. Let's leave it named a wood chip hill, and we just have to adjust our minimum and our maximum. But where are we? Where is it pointing it to? There's got to be a wood chip hill right here. So I need this brought over to here. We have to i3D map it, or it won't work. So we have our wood chip hill. Let's go back into here, and then let's grab just the plane. I need this command has to go here. So we have our correct, so we're mapped i3D correctly. And then we have to go our minimum maximum. All right, so where was this at? So this is at 0 is our max height, I think. So let's take it to 0 and see where it puts it. Okay, so 0 is our low point. Actually, my low point is going to need to be 0.028. So let's change ours to 0.028. And then my other point, I may have these backwards. I think is it high? I don't know if it's high point, low point, or low point, high point. Crap, now I gotta go look at the in-game sawmill again to get the command correct. I'm just gonna pull the whole sawmill out. Steam apps, common. Let's go sawmill again. I need to look at the sawmill. Oh, you're crap. You're just a triggers. You're just a triggers. Yeah, you're just a triggers. Did they build the sawmill into the map? You're just a triggers. You're not what I'm looking for. I may have to go into the map. Alright, let's go to data, maps, map US. Did they build the sawmill into the map? And if it is, I'd have no idea where it is because I don't play Elm Creek. I just need to see what the high point and the low point is. Did they build a sawmill into this map by chance? And if they did, where is it? If not, I have another file I can look into. I don't play Elm Creek. I have no idea if they built the sawmill in or if it spawns in as a placeable. I would thought it spawned in as a placeable. Alright, let me look at one other place. Downloads. Let me look at No Man's Land a second. Let me look at his sawmill and see if it has the plane I'm looking for. It does. Alright, so this is the plane I'm looking for. It's over here somewhere. Where's his plane? Oh, he doesn't. He's not using the plane. So that's not going to help me. All right. Let's try and figure it out by ourselves. Let me close that. Let me close this. All right. So I'm going to go with the low point. I'm going to go with the high point. If it doesn't work, then I have them backwards. Minimum and maximum. So minimum should be my low point. So I'm going to go with 0.03 here. Let's go 0.03. And if it doesn't work, we're going to have to reverse these numbers. And then my high point should be 0.38. Oh, hold on. It still doesn't look right. Low point 0. Oh, hold on. Low point. Let's just grab this right here. Control C. Control V. And then my high point should be here. Control C. Control V. If that doesn't work, we'll have to reverse those numbers. So so our wood plane should now work. And we should only be making boards, just as a quick test. I shouldn't have to change anything else. So let's get rid of the plane, and let's save this. And let me close it for now. That folder I'm still using. Let me close some so I don't accidentally make any changes to that. I just want to work on off of our mammoth mill. Alright, so everything should, let's see if it spawns in the game. If it spawns in the game with no errors. No, I'm missing another XML. Hold on. I have to register mammoth mill somewhere. Mod description, placeables here. I got to register mammoth mill here. Let's copy this. Placeables, mammoth mill. I think I need to register it here so it calls it in game. Let's try it. If it doesn't come in, if it doesn't spawn in game, I'm missing something. So I haven't done this yet for 22. I've done it for 19, but I haven't done this yet for 22. So I need to build it into the map as a placeable where you can buy it in the store and put your own down, without it being an external mod. I can make it as an external mod much easier, but I'd rather have it built into the map. You know, once I get boards working, once we get it spawning into the game and get it working error-free, then we can start adding to it. We can do our drill pipe, we can do our pallets, we can do our sacks. We can add everything to it that we need. First of all, I want to move the starting location as well, so I got to get that done today. Let's head over here where we have some space. And let's see if the mammoth mill is now going to show up in the store. Production. Is mammoth mill going to show up? Yes, but the picture's messed up. Okay, so why is the picture messed up? So let's fix that first. Could not load item. So let's see why it's throwing errors. So it's not loading it. So let's fix that error first. And then make sure it's going to work without errors. Yeah, it's much easier just to put it as an external placeable, but I want it built into the map. Once we get the first one right, then the rest of them come easy. All right, so why are you not loading in? Error. Okay, that's a mod. Why are you not loading in? Alright, we got a bunch of errors. Can't load resource. Ricci's Creek icon, Mammoth Mill. Ricci's Creek icon, Mammoth Mill DDS could not be located. So, what did I mess up? Icon, Mammoth Mill, M-A-M-M-O-T-H, capital M, M-I-M, Mammoth Mill. So let's go back here, because it's not registered to placeables. You have to go placeables slash, and then you have to go placeables slash. Let's go back to our log. So that should fix that one, and the i3D could not be found because I didn't have it registered correctly. That should take care of our errors. It should spawn in this time. Because once we get Mammoth Mill working, then we need to do the placeable oil wells, we need to do the placeable refinery, we need to do the placeable stone mine, we need to do the placeable ice house. So today's going to be placeable day. Once I get the first one working properly, then the rest come easy. It's just rinse and repeat. But doing it the first time for 22, I never get it right the first time. It always throws errors. So hopefully we'll get it right this time. I got to move the starting location to the farmhouse. Next time we have the map open, I got to move the career start point. All right. Will I get a Mammoth Mill this time? Production. Mammoth Mill. Not enough money. Well, let's fix that. Alright, now do I get a Mammoth Mill? Production. Mammoth Mill. Bam. Now, right now it's only going to make boards because that's what we have it set up to. Oh, cool. Our wood chip may be in the right position. So right now it's only going to make planks. So let's grab store delivery mod. Let's grab ourselves a tractor and a tipper. And let's throw some wood chips in here. And see if we can get this running without any errors. And then we can add to it. So I'm going to grab some wood chips. Alright, let's see if the fill plane works. I'm going to come in a different direction. So you will not need any. I'm trying to build as much into the map as I can so you don't have to run a bunch of external mods. Now, will that fill plane come up when we dump the wood chips in here? No, because now it's going sideways. So I got that messed up. Cherokee058, hello. Thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. Thank you for stopping in. So why is the plane going sideways instead of lifting up and down? So I got to figure out why the plane is flipping sideways and not going vertical up and down. So that we're going to have to work on. Let's activate this. Now we should get a 4,000 liter pallet instead of a 1,000 liter pallet. So let me 360 speed. So to make sure it doesn't spawn one pallet out of the 1,000 liters. And it's not. So it's going to go to 4,000 before it spawns out its first pallet. Now I just need to figure out the fill plane. So why is it turning sideways and not raising up and down? So that should spawn S out one pallet now at 4,000 liters. It does. Okay, so let me take time back down. So why is the fill plane going wonky and not going up and down? Why are you turning sideways? I may have to work on that off camera. That one I'm not going to be able to. Let's get out of here. Make sure the log is clean. So it shouldn't affect our X and Z, but let's find out. All right, so we still have a texture issue. Cold diffuse or diffuse. Texture was flipped with quality loss. It's the same textures I'm using. So I'm using the same coal and ore from in-game. How am I getting a quality loss? Doesn't say anything about the wood chips. Let me try something. It should have brought the textures over. Let's go back into Ricci Creek placeables. Let's look at Mammoth Mill. So we should have, that's why. It's pulling it from my desktop. I didn't fix the textures. Textures coal. Textures ore. Textures wood chips. So my textures should be in here. They're not in here. So let's grab our coal, our ore, and our wood chips. Copy them into here. How are you doing? I hope everything went well for you. I am recovering. Surgery was last week, Wednesday, so I'm almost a week out. Today's the first day I can really sit in a desk chair. The incisions are still killing me. It's going to take another 2 weeks for the swelling to go down. But I'm able to sit today. Yesterday I took myself off of whatever pain medication they gave me that had the narcotics in, and I'm on just Advil and Tylenol. And I'm hoping to wean myself off of that today. Alright, so I have our textures moved over. So let's see if, next time we go in game, we'll see if that fixes the textures. Now, why is Mammoth Mill flipping my texture sideways instead of raising it up and down? So let's look at our wood chip plane again. So let's look at our wood chip. Okay, so now it's white. So why is our wood chip plane messed up? Texture was, yeah, it's still not going to give me. Can't load resource. Can't load resource. Wood chips diffuse. So why can't you read? Oh, because it needs textures. Textures / wood chips. Let's save that. That should fix that error. But let me come in here. So wood chips, copy, paste, unknown format, coal, unknown format. Why are you reading the wood chips but you're not reading the coal in the ore as a quality issue? When I pulled it from here and it's not giving me any issues here, because I pulled the wood chips from here, I pulled the ore from here, I pulled the coal from here. But it's reading it as a poor quality. But it's not reading it as a poor quality when I go to scoop up coal from the mine. I hate 22. I really hate the scripting in 22. Let's pull up, let's pull that up again and see if we still get the same errors. Placeables. Yeah, I'm not getting any issues with the coal mine textures. It's not throwing any errors. But Mammoth Mill, for some reason, is throwing errors. So it's reading the quality of the wood chips fine. It's not reading the quality of the coal in the ore fine. So it's going to throw it's only a warning, but I don't like warnings or errors. Since it's a plane, let me try something. Let's change these. Let me open this up a second. File, save as, coal diffuse. I'm going to save it as a DTX1. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to change the ore. File, save as, DTX1. Let me close that. So if we go back into our Mammoth Mill, am I still getting quality issues? No. Quality issues went away. So that fixed that mess. So we shouldn't have any more quality issues. Now, I'm still going to have the plane flipping sideways for some reason. Let's go back into visuals. Let's go into our this guy. So why is it because my rotation has to be 0. Why is my rotation minus 90? Alright, let me try something. Let me try one more thing. I think it's because my rotation is minus 90. So let me do this. If this fixes the issue, then I'm going to have to change all of them. But let me try this first. Let's go into visuals. Let's go back into our wood bin. Let's take this guy and let's go File, Export. I'm going to throw it here. I'm going to call it wood plane. I can throw it on my desktop for a second. And then let's open up our wood plane. Here, I gotta flip it to, no, I gotta freeze the transfer, I gotta freeze the rotation. Let's go edit, freeze transforms. I gotta freeze the rotation so it goes back to 0, 0, 0. Perfect. Let's save that. That should do it. And now let's go back into our Mammoth Mill. Let's go File, Import. Let's import in the wood plane. Let's go Edit, Cut, and Paste. Let's take that one and delete it out. So this one is our new one. Now it's 0, 0, 0. It shouldn't flip when we get in game. Now we're going to have to do the same thing with the coal and the ore. Let's save this. Let's give this another quick test before we add the new product to it. But I want to change one thing first. Let's go into the map. I want to change the career start point so it's no longer at the store. We're going to give Mammoth Mill another test. If it's now error-free, then we can move on and add the extra product to it. I want to move the career start point. Come over to, oh crap, I'm going to have to spawn the farmhouse into the map so I can move the career start point. Alright, so let's go File, Import. Let's import in Documents, Mods, Placeables, Farmhouse, Crash, no crash, no crash. Alright, now I got to change its position. Placeables, where's our farmhouse? I need this command. I got to know where the farmhouse is so we can move the career start point. Let me move that command to here. And then our rotation was minus 180, 0, minus 180. So you go to minus 180. You go to minus 180. So there's our farmhouse in position. Now I can move the career start point. Let's go over to the front porch. Alright, let's find the career start point. And I want to throw it over here. And I think blue is facing out, but I'm not 100% sure. So I got to take the farmhouse, we got to delete it back out, and we got to save this. And that should, our career start point should no longer be at the vehicle shop. It should be over here at the farmhouse. And our Mammoth Mill should now be error-free, and our fill plane should be working. It's just so much harder in 22 compared to 19. Everything seems like it takes twice as long to get done. So where are we going to spawn in at? We are going to spawn in, perfect, at the farmhouse, sitting on the front porch. let's grab ourselves some speed. Let's grab ourselves some cash. And let's grab ourselves Mammoth Mill one more time for a quick test. Oh, cool. So you should be able to put extra mines down as well. So if you want an extra salt mine, you want an extra sand mine, you should be able to place them anywhere you want. You should be able to put an extra wonder worm down. Fish processing is not working yet. Let's throw the mill down. And let me grab, just before we test it, let's see what our log looks like. Did all of our errors go away for the mill? Awesome. So we have no more errors with the mill. So let's test the plane, make sure we fix the plane. Let's grab store delivery mod. Let's grab ourselves a tractor and a tipper. And let's see if we fix the plane. If we fix the plane for the wood, then we can fix the plane for the coal and ore. Fill the vehicle with, oh come on, give me wood chips. Wood chips. See if the plane's going to come straight up or if it's going to flip itself. It should not flip itself sideways this time. Is it raising up? Doesn't look like it's moving. But it holds a lot of wood chips. Let's fill this again. Oh, it's not F11 in Old Man, it's F12. Throw some more in here, see if we can get that plane to come up. Oh. Plane doesn't look like it's moving. But this trailer doesn't hold a lot. But the mill holds like, I think, 1,000,000 liters. That's the problem. Or what did I put this thing at? Yeah, so we only have like a drop in the bucket. 45,000 liters, and I think it holds like 2 million. So that plane's not going to come up. And I don't have any modded tippers yet that hold like 1,000,000 liters or 2,000,000 liters. So I'm going to call that working, but we need a bigger vehicle to test it with. A higher capacity vehicle to test it with, which I don't have. Sync98, good morning. Thank you for stopping in, much appreciated. We are working on placeable Mammoth Mill today, and then hopefully we can move on to like oil wells and all kind of goodies today. So let's go back into here. Let's go back into placeables. I shouldn't have to mess with the mill itself. So let's go to, all right, board stack we're done with. Mammoth Mill i3D. I want to check that one more time because I think I have to fix our wood chip plane texture again. I do. So let's just go back to textures, wood chips. Alright. Oh, no, we have to fix the other, let's fix the other planes first. I'll be here for it all. I love this stuff and learning how to do it. Yeah, thank you. Much appreciated. Alright, let's fix our coal and let's fix our ore. And then we can start changing this up a little bit to add the new products to it. Let's go into visuals. Let's go into coal. Let's take our coal. Let's go file, export. Let's throw it on the desktop, build today, and let's go with coal plane. And let's do the same thing with our ore. Let's go File, Export. We're going to call it ore plane. And then we have to come to my other file, build today. So let's open up the coal plane. And we have to go edit, freeze transforms. I'm going to change the rotation so it changes it from -90 to 0, 0, 0. So let's apply that and save it. And then let's do the same thing with the ore plane. We have to go edit, freeze transforms. We've got to change the rotation so it's all 0, 0, 0. Save that. And then we have to come back into here and let's go File, Import. Let's bring in, crap. Let's try that again. File, Import, coal plane. And then let's go edit, cut, and paste. And let's take the old one and delete it out. And we got to go File, Import. We're going to bring the new ore plane in. And let's go edit, cut, ore bin, paste. And we got to take the old one and delete it out. So now we have our correct planes in here. Save that. Now we have to fix the textures again. So let's take this guy and say pull it from the in-game file, and this guy pull it from the in-game file. Alright, so Mammoth Mill, we should now have all of our textures fixed. Okay, so now we can add, let's go to our XML. So Mammoth Mill. We're going to change this up a little bit. So now we're going to add, I'm going to take wood chips down to 1 million liters so our fill plane works a little bit better. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add coal. And we're going to add ore. And then we have to add 2 new fill planes, one for coal and one for ore. So you're going to go to coal. I'm just going to call this number 2 just to make it easy. We're going to change you to ore. And we're going to change you to 3. So this will be our plane, our fill planes for the coal and the ore. So we come down here. Let's copy this one. So you become number 2. You become number 3. And then our we got to change our i3D mapping. So our coal, we got to grab this one and move it here. And then we got to grab our ore from here and move it here. So that should be our coal and our ore planes in the factory. And then I want to change. So in order to make boards, so we're going to put wood chips in. It's going to give us boards. It's going to give us a little bit of wood chips back. But I want to take that down a little bit because it's making too much wood chips. And now I'm going to add in a little bit of coal, because I want you to, coal's going to fuel the factory. And we're going to change it, we're going to add a little bit of coal in. But we're going to take it down to like only 5% in. Alright, so now we're going to use, now I have to add coal to our fill types. So we have to go, so now we're going to go wood chips, coal, and ore. So we have to put coal and ore in as well. So now our trigger is going to accept wood chips, it's going to accept coal, it's going to accept ore. Our storage now accepts wood chips, coal, and ore. We have our fill planes now for wood chips, coal, and ore, so they should work. Now we have to add additional production in. Let me say, okay, I did save it. Let me grab, let's copy this. Let's paste it into here. And now I want to make drill pipe. We're going to make drill pipe, but I got to see if it's a lowercase p or an uppercase p. Where are my fill types? And where is drill pipe? Control find. Find my drill pipe. It is lowercase p. So you should now be hopefully we'll make drill pipe now. We're going to change this to ore. And so we're going to put ore in, we're going to put coal in, we're going to get drill pipe, and I don't need wood chips. But I'm going to change this. And I want to change this. So you're going to get 100% boards, you're going to get a little bit of wood chips back when you make boards. We're going to add in some ore and coal to make drill pipe. And then we have to add, I don't think I need to add anything. It should spawn it out as pallets, because drill pipe in my fill type XML is defined as a pallet. So it's going to run off of this XML. I just need to make sure I have that XML defined in my store. Did I add drill pipe in here? I did not. So let's add our drill pipe in here. And how is it listed in here? Where's my fill types? Drill pipe. Let me just grab this command and move it over to here. So now we're going to register our drill pipe pallet. So I built a pallet off camera yesterday. So if we look at our XML now for Mammoth Mill, our first production line should be boards. Our second production line should now be drill pipe. Since drill pipe is defined in my fill type, drill pipe is going to run off of the fill type XML. So the fill type XML is going to tell it it's a pallet, and that's going to run off of the pallet XML. So one XML feeds off of another. We're putting wood chips in, we're putting coal in, we're putting ore in, and we're discharging only wood chips, because our pallets should spawn out on the pallet spawner. Let's give this a try and see if it works. So let's save this and close it. And let's see if this is going to work with drill pipe or if it's going to throw errors. Now if we can get it working for drill pipe, then we can add our other products to it. So let me grab a little bit of speed. Let's grab some cash because we're going to need it. Let's throw the mill. Let's see if the mill will spawn in without errors. Production. Let's grab Mammoth Mill. Cannot load item. Okay, so why is it throwing errors now? Because it doesn't like the 2 production lines. I really don't want to build one factory for each pallet. I'm hoping I can get multiple products out of one factory. Once again, I hate 22. Production storage does not support drill pipe as an output. Missing fill type drill pipe in the 110. EMXL. So it's not loading. It's loading the fill type, but it's not supporting it as a pallet. So what file am I missing now? .110. Aha. Okay, let's try this. Control V. Drill pipe. It's so much harder in 22 than it is in 19. Drill pipe. Let's save that. Let's see if it'll spawn in now. I definitely miss, let's just check the log real quick. I definitely missed the factory scripting from 19. Did our error go away? Our error might have gone away. So let's try that again. Let's grab some cash. Grab some speed. Let's jump off the porch. Come on, off the porch. There we go. Now let's try buying the mill again. Cannot load item. Why can you not load the item? It doesn't like the drill pipe pallet. Drill pipe. The factory should read off of the fill type. The fill type should read off of the pallet XML. Why are you not reading it properly? Production storage point. I forgot to put it in the storage point. Okay, I know what I did wrong. Every product you add in has to be put in storage. So let's grab boards and copy it into here. I really hate the scripting for 22. Let's add drill pipe in here. Because it has to store it in the factory when it makes it. Let's up the capacity of boards because we changed the pallet from 1,000 liters to 4,000 liters. So let's go with 500,000. I don't know. I'm going to have to play with these numbers. These numbers have to match how many pallets spawn out. So we have our drill pipe defined in here. Now let's see if that takes care of the error. Still a learning curve for me because this is the first factory I'm building into the map for 22. without making it an external mod. Now we still don't have a pallet trailer for drill pipe. That's going to be another problem. Is getting all of our pallets onto an auto load trailer. Alright, let's try this again. Let me grab a little bit of speed. Let's grab a little bit of cash. Let's try buying the mill. We know it worked with just boards. Okay, perfect. So now you should make drill pipe as well. So we're going to have planks. So we have wood chips and coal to planks. And now we should have... Why are you still showing wood chips? You're not showing ore. Missing drill pipe in the 110. I added drill pipe to the 110. Missing drill pipe in the 110N, but now it's showing ore and coal. But why is it missing the drill pipe in the 110EN? So where's our 110EN? DRILLPIPE. Fill type is drill pipe. All lowercase. Fill type drill pipe, all lowercase. DRILLPIPE. DRILLPIPE. So that, why is it missing in the 110? Where's my mod description? Maps map US 110N. Maps map US 110 and underscore EN maybe. Let me try something. Do I need to underscore EN? Oh crap, I didn't want to do that. Let me get out of here for a minute. Do I need to put the underscore EN there so it can read the 110 EN properly? Let's try that. Did I tell you how much I missed the global company script from 19? If I haven't told you already, I missed the global company script from 19. This factory script for 22 sucks. Alright, let's see if we have that error fixed. Am I going to get missing drill pipe in 110 EN XML? Why? Why? Yeah, GC would make a lot of things simpler. Yeah, I really missed the global company script. Alright, that I'm going to have to figure out. Let's see if it actually makes the darn drill pipe. So let's grab ourselves a tractor. Hold on. What do I have in here? Papa Smurf. Is it in here? No. Is there a bigger... Yeah, this guy. Where's my capacity? There we go. Let's lease this guy. And let's come back here and grab this tractor. This should have a bigger capacity. And then I just got to figure out the 110 error. Alright, oh, it's not F11 and 22, it's F12. I still can't get used to that. Let's fill the vehicle with coal and ore. So there's the ore. Now our ore plane should work because this is 2 million liters. Is our ore plane coming up? It's not, so my ore plane is still not working. I may have those numbers backwards. So I'm going to have to reverse those numbers. Oh no, it's starting to rise up, I think. No, is it? Yeah, it's coming up. So the planes are working. So we're going to get ore in the bin is starting to show up. All right, that works. So my fill planes are working. So let's get the ore in here. Should take 1 million liters, but I don't need to put all 1 million liters in. Let's change it to coal. And dump some coal in there. I'm going to throw wood chips in here as well, because I want to see if the factory will make both the boards and the drill pipe at the same time. If not, we're going to have to make separate factories, which I really don't want to do. That should be enough coal to test it with. Let's throw in some wood chips as well. Wood chips. Oh, stop. Let's throw some of them in as well. That should be enough to test this with. Now, can I activate... Let's see, if we go to plank, so we activate you. We go to drill pipe. Can I activate you? Is it going to make both? Or is it not going to make drill pipe because it can't read the fill type? Oh, it's going to make both. It is going to make both. See, boards are 4,000 liters, drill pipe are 10,000 liters. Let's speed time up to 360. I think that's the fastest I can go. So when it hits 4,000 liters, it should pop out one thing of planks and then go to 0. When it hits 10,000 liters, it should pop out one drill pipe and then go back to 0. I think I set drill pipe at 10,000 liters. We may have to turn the speed of the factory up a little bit. Yeah, we're definitely going to turn the speed of the factory up. All right, let's make sure we can get a pallet first, and we'll crank the speed up. So it popped out the boards, and it should be making another board or another plank. So we have half a pallet of drill. We shouldn't take 24 hours to build one pallet of drill pipe, so we're going to have to crank the speed way up. I just want to make sure it pops the pallet out. And then I got to figure out why it's not reading the 110. So you have 8,000 liters, 9,000 liters. Are you going to pop me out a pallet of drill pipe? And the texture's messed up. Alright, so why is the texture messed up? You are drill pipe and you are 10,000 liters, but it's not the correct texture. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go and look at my texture for the drill pipe. And let's look at the speed, and let's look at the 110 again. Alright, first thing to do, let's go into Ricci's Creek, pallets. I probably forgot to fix the texture. Let's look at drill pipe. Yeah, my texture's messed up. I believe, did I move my texture over? I did not. Let's grab our texture for the drill pipe. And crap, I deleted it. Oh, I need my texture back. Where is my texture? Give me a second. Give me about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to grab a fresh cup of coffee. I got to figure out what I do with my texture because I emptied my recycle bin. I'm going to throw y'all and be right back. Give me about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to grab a fresh cup of coffee. I'm going to figure out where my texture is, and I'll be right back. Alright, let's bring y'all back. Where are we at? Window. There we go. Alright, I found my texture. Have a fresh cup of coffee. And made my doctor happy and get all my medication in. So let's go back into here. And change this to textures. So that means all the palettes I built yesterday, I didn't fix the textures on. But the drill pipe should now be fixed. Now, how do we get rid of our 110 error? Let me try something. Let me just change this to drill pipe and see what happens. Let's jump back in game a minute. I gotta figure out why it's not reading the 110. Oh crap! Hold on. I wanted to up the speed of the factory. As soon as this loads, I'm going to get out of here. We can't have all day to make one pallet of drill pipe. Let me get out of here. We'll come back in. Right now I don't have a use for boards, but we probably will. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn boards down because right now there's no use for them. Let's take drill pipe and turn it up. And let's see what happens. See if we got rid of our 110 error. Crap, I forgot to release my YouTube video today. I may have to jump off of here really quick and go to YouTube and then come right back. I forgot to release my videos today. Alright, let's try this again. Let me grab a little bit of speed. Let's grab some cache. And let's see if they got rid of the 110 error. If not, I'm going to have to figure that out off camera. It's only a warning. It's not going to affect performance. But I do want to get that warning out. Oh no, okay, perfect. So that fixed it. So we should be good now. Let's see if the texture for the drill pipes are fixed. Let's just give it one more quick test. And then we can move on. So let me grab tractor. And let's grab Crone Pack. Let's grab the big trailer with the bigger capacity. And now we should... So I'm going to throw all three back in, just for the heck of it. I'm going to throw boards back in. I'm going to throw wood chips, coal, and ore back in. I got to remember to get rid of that second silo on the barn. I keep forgetting that. Alright, so let's grab some wood chips. That should be enough to test it with. Let's grab some ore and some coal. That should be enough to test it with. Let's grab some ore. Alright, now let's go to planks, let's activate that. Let's go to drill pipe. Let's activate that. And then let's go to 360 for let's go to 240, we'll see what happens. So it should get drill pipe quicker than planks now. Eventually we'll turn planks into something. I just have no use for them yet. Perfect. So now our drill pipe is fine. It's going to do I have a little bit of work to do on that pallet to get the gap out between the pipes. So that pallet is not perfect, but right now it is working. So you are 10,000 liters. Let's slow time down. Let me try something else real quick too. I just want to at least, I forgot to put a front loader on that. Let's grab a front loader. Let's grab this guy. I just want to make sure I can pick the pallets up. And let's grab a fork. Oh, where are they? They changed them. Front loader tools. So a little bit more work to do on the pallet itself, but at least it's working. Oh my goodness, excuse me. You'd think my sinuses would be fine for as much crap as the doctor has me on. All kind of steroids and antibiotics, and my freaking sinuses are still killing me. Let's make sure we can pick up our drill pipe. Oh, we can. Perfect. So we just got a little bit more work to do on the pallet, but we have drill pipe. It's not the greatest looking pallet, but we have drill pipe. Pallet needs a little bit more work. I'll mess with that off camera. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, let's get out of here. Now, we also need to make sacks, but we don't have plastic yet because we need to build a refinery. So let's work on the refinery next, and then we'll add sacks to the mill and keep expanding on the mill. Let's go to the log, make sure we have no more errors. We are still completely error-free. And we are still completely error-free. So, next thing we need to make are sacks, which we need plastic. We can't make plastic without the refinery. Refinery's going to need crude oil, crap, So now we need to build the oil wells. All right, so we have to build the oil wells next. All right, so oil wells are next. So let's go back into our map folder. We're going to work out of the placeables folder. What am I going to use for oil well? Let's go into back to my external hard drive a minute. I need we don't want to spawn out pellets, I want to spawn out liquid, soy milk. Soy milk spawns out liquid. Let's look at this factory. We're going to use parts of this factory to drill our oil wells with, because it has all the triggers I need. It has all of my triggers. It has our loading triggers to pick up so we can pick up our crude oil, and it has our drop-off triggers, so we can drop off our drill pipe and our coal. I need a building. I think this one's a little bit too big. So let's do this. Do I want the grate? Let's keep the grate for now. Let's keep the sign for now. We'll change the sign up. We're going to make a different building. So that's going to go. That's going to go. I'm going to get rid of the second sign. So this is all I'm going to keep for now. So let's go File, Export, Documents, Ricci Creek Placeables, Oil Well. Do I want to name it 0? No, let's just do 1 for now. Let's go Oil Well. Close that without making any changes to it. So we should now have an oil well. Somewhere in here. We do. We're going to take this guy, bring it over to here, rename it oil well. So we have our XML to work off of. We'll rename it all later. We also need our icon. So let's copy this over to here. And we need to rename you oil well. And then we'll have to fix it. So we'll have to completely redo that. Let me close all these other ones we don't need open. Alright, so we have to work with this. We have to change this up. Alright, so let's open up our oil well. Working is a good start. Absolutely it is. I'm going to create a plane to work on. So we're sitting on the ground. And then we'll adjust it down later. So this has all of our triggers and everything else we need to work with. So first thing I want to bring in is the oil well itself. Let me go back to my desktop, build today. Crap, where's my oil well? Is it in the refinery? The pump. That's what I wanted to bring in. So first thing we have is our pump. And I want to make sure it's going to it's sitting on the ground. Alright, let's get you out of the way for a minute. I want a building for this to sit next to because I want to drop off drill pipe and coal. We have to be able to drop off drill pipe and coal to make this work. But that's our pump for now. Let's jump into I could have swear I put the base game map on my desktop so I could pull parts and pieces out of it. Road system, trailer, tanker. I swear I put the in-game map on my desktop so I can pull parts and pieces out of it. Let me check my external. So I cleaned up my desktop because my C drive was almost full. USA map. I moved it into here. Let's find a building we can put next to the oil well. Sorry, excuse me, much. I need to grab. My throat is killing me. My throat is still sore from the breathing tube because they put me to sleep. So from the breathing tube, my throat is still killing me. Alright, we need a building to put next to the oil well. So let's find ourselves something that doesn't look like a retail building. But I want a small building that I can work with. This one may do. I wanted something, now this one, a little bit smaller. I just want a little shack I can work with. That I can put next to our oil well to drop our goods off with. Let's grab this guy, file, export. I'm going to drop it in my build today. Let's just call it building 1. And then I'm done in the map. Let's come back in here. Let's go file, import, building 1. And let's zero that out. Oh my goodness, excuse me. My sinuses are, my throat and my sinuses are really starting to bother me. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to stream today. Let's go edit cut, drop it into visuals. So that is the center of our factory, but I don't want to mess up my triggers. So we're going to move it a little bit. So let's turn it this way. And then let's pull it back so our triggers are clear. Is it, it's kind of sort of where I want it. Let's pull it over a little bit further. Make sure it's on the ground. Let's pull it down. Right about there. Where are my triggers now? Alright, we forgot to grab a tank to put the oil in. Alright, that's all good. So now let's grab our well, or our pump, and let's go edit, cut, let's throw it into here, and let's go like so. Let's throw. We'll have to move the one trigger. I want these on the back. So let's throw this over here. Let's throw one about there. And we'll throw one about there. Let's give that a save. I should have put, I needed to find a, I completely forgot. I need to find a tank to store the crude oil in. So what do we have? What has a tank? I don't want to use this plastic one. What has a tank we can steal? I could use this guy if we have to. Let's grab. I'm going to export this out for now. Let's go tank 1. We'll see if we can find anything a little bit better. Nothing there. Nothing there. Do you have any tanks? Nothing there. You don't have a tank. Give me a single little tank sitting by itself somewhere. Nothing there. Nothing over here. This one may work as well. It looks more like a silo than a tank. Let's pull that one out anyway. Let's call this one Tank 2. And then what else do we have? So nothing else there. I know, probably going around in circles. Nothing there. What's down this way? Do you have any external tanks? Nothing I can steal from there. Yeah, the maps in 22 are slim pickings when it comes to pulling out buildings and stuff. They don't have a lot built in. Anything that looks over like a tank over here, these guys. No, I'm not going to be able to break that off, am I? It's going to be all one. Yep, you're going to be all one. I can't pull you off. You're all part of the one. Yeah, I can't separate you. Yeah, slim pickings when it comes to props out of the maps for 22. We're going to have to work with one of the ones I have. So nothing there in the way of tanks. Nothing there in the way of tanks. Alright, let's get out of here and try and use one of the ones I grabbed. Alright, so let's go File, Import. Let's bring in Tank 1. So, yeah, we'll use this one. So let's go Edit, Cut, and Paste. Alright. Let's get a few of these lined up. So we'll have our drop-off point over here. We'll have to pick a point over there. So let's find our triggers. We have our loading trigger. We have our loading marker. So I'm just going to move this whole thing over. We'll pick up our crude oil over here. And then we should have a spline. So that's the spline over there. So this spline over here we have to move. Over to here. So it takes care of that spline. So a map position can stay where it is. Yep, map position's good. Storage can stay where it is. Unloading station is fixed. Loading station, all of our triggers are still there. We have our info trigger. Do I want to move that to this side? Let's move our info trigger to this side. Which means we have to move our player trigger to this side. So let me grab Shift C, so I got to move the marker. Shift V. The marker and the trigger have to be together. Lights. Let's look at our lighting. Alright, so where's our first light? That's going to have to come in. It's no longer on the building. So let's throw our light on the building. Let me grab this. Shift C, because this one has to go in the same spot. And this one has to go in the same spot. So that's that one light. Now our second light, let's put it over here where our pickup trigger is going to be. Let's throw our second light over here. So let me go Shift C, because I got to move this guy to the same spot, and I got to move this guy to the same spot. But I think these guys are floating a little bit. They are. That has to come down. That has to come down. And that has to come down. Alright, so our lighting is done. Clear area. Clear area. Let's take our platform and make it the exact size of the factory. That should work. So let's take our clear area now. Start with, alright, start needs to go over on this corner. Our width needs to go on that corner. It's pretty close. And then our height needs to come down. And then our level area need to do the same thing. I got to move the start over to here. Our width is close, so I'm going to move it. Our height has to come down. That's our level area. Test area I shouldn't have to move. Yeah, they should be fine. And then our tip collision, got to make sure it's not on our triggers. The tip collision should be fine. So we're going to drop off Oh, I've got to fix our sign. We got to fix the sign. What did I do? Oh, there it is. So we got to make our signs for the oil wells. Or at least one sign. Let's do a save. And let's look at... So that was the soy milk one. So icon oil well, which was that one. Let me open up the oil well a second. Let me save this again. Do I have the oil i3D open for the oil well? I don't. I need to see if the sign came over. And it's all of our textures are messed up, so we got to fix our textures. Old man silo decal. Textures. Yes, this one. Let's go with brown. We need a saying. We need something for our oil. I don't know. I'm not in a creative mood today. So throw that here for now. And let's save it. We got to rename it. Oil well. Let's go oil well 01. And then in here, oil well 01. So the sign, oh, that's not good. What the heck? All I do was reload the texture. What the heck? Hold on. Save it. Close it. I didn't add any lights to the sign. All I did was change the sign. Oil well 01. Diffuse. That's the first I've seen that happen. Let's open up the oil well back up. We got a glowing red sign. We got a problem. There we go. Top grade oil. So that's going to fix that. Now we need to fix our, let me close this again. We got to fix our textures for the pumps. So we got to bring our textures over. So let's come in here to textures. Brand Julian 987, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for taking time out of your day, stopping and saying hello. Much appreciated. Alright, so where did I pull my oil pump from? Build today, refinery, textures. So what textures am I missing? Oil pump, oh, it should be 4 oil pump textures. In here somewhere. Where's my pump? Placeables, okay. Up here. I need these. Let me copy those, throw them into here. I'm actually going to make one more folder for sounds. And I'm going to move the sound file. I'm going to cut it out of there. I'm going to throw it into here. So now we could take our oil well. Let's change this to sounds. And then we could take this down to is it just sounds? Yeah, it's just sounds. And then we could take this guy down to textures. Let me go up and take that backslash out. And then we could take this guy down to textures. We could take this guy down to textures. And now our well should open up without any errors. I shouldn't have any errors in my, I don't. So so far we're error free. Alright, so this is going to be our placeable oil well. The factory itself should be now fixed. We have to fix the photo. So let me get rid of the plane. We're done with that. Let me do another save. Let me do a screenshot here. So it's going to be screenshot 102. So now we have to fix our factory sign. So let me cut this out so we have a clean slate to work with. Let's open up pictures, screenshot 102. Alright, now let me go. You're 512 by 512. Let me just cut some of this background off. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. Let me go image, resize 512 by 512. And I'm going to get rid of the background. Do I want to move? Hold on, I'm going to move it over first. And then I'll get rid of the background. Let me pull it down a little bit to here. Oh. Let's pull this up a little bit to about there. And then let's get rid of some of the background. So it's clear. Just clean it up a little bit. And then let's go color picker yellow. And let's go oil well. Just so we can give it a name. Where do I want to throw? Let's throw it down here. And let's save that. DTX5. So that should be our image now for the oil well in game. So now we have to fix a couple things. Oil well XML. So you now become oil well. You become oil well. And then our icon becomes, what do we name our icon? Our icon should now be oil well with a capital W. And then our I3D should be oil well capital W. And then everything else should be fine. Now, we are going to produce, I believe it's, let me check my fill types. It's got the spelling has to be identical. Did I not put crude oil in a fill type? I did not add crude oil into the fill types. Okay, let's add crude oil in. Let's come down to where all of our liquids are. All these fill types are going to change. I just haven't had a chance to fix it yet. Let's come down to where are our liquids. A lot of this is going to change. I need a liquid. We added our earthworms in. We have our fish in. Let's come up to, we have all of our compost and clean fill. That's all in. We can copy herbicide. No, herbicide is a XML. That's in a tank. I can't copy that one. Digestate. Liquid fertilizers in tank. I can't copy that one. What can I copy I can make crude oil out of? Let me scroll back up to the top. We'll work our way down. Wheat, barley. These are all of our grains. Maize, potato, cotton, rye. Milk. I can copy milk and we can make it crude oil. We can copy water and we can make it crude oil. Let's copy water. Let's throw it in here. So you are going to become crude oil. I think I could change this. Let me leave the 110 in for now. If it throws an error, I can take it out. Let's change that to crude oil. Show on price table, I have to change to true. And then we need a HUD for crude oil. So let's go into Ricci Creek HUDs, fill types. Did I bring crude oil over? I did not. So let's go into FS19. HUDs. I need crude oil. What are we using? Coal, copper, diesel. We have no crude oil. I need a HUD for crude oil. What are we using? Where's my fill types? You're going to make me do this the hard way. What are we using for crude oil? We are using Hudfill oil. So I need Hudfill oil. Did I bring Ice Cube over? Yeah, I already brought Ice Cube over. I missed oil. Oil. Let's copy that over to here. So we now have our oil in, but I have to change up. I can no longer make it go to $data. What do I want? Let me come down here a second. Let me grab something that is modded, not an in-game fill type. Here's my HUD. Let's grab this whole thing. Let's move it up here to crude oil. Where is my crude oil? Silage, wood chips, crude oil. Let's move this up to here. And then we just have to rename it. What was it? It is just oil cap, a lowercase o. So you got to change this to oil. Alright, so we have our fill type defined. I'll mess around with prices later. So now we have to add it into a couple categories down on the bottom. It's not going to be a bulk, it is going to be a liquid. So let's go crude oil. So we have it as a liquid. I don't need it as a piece. I don't need it as a sprayer. Where else do I need to put it? It doesn't need to be in any of the wagons. Train wagon. There's no train on this map, so I don't need to worry about that. Animal, horse. We don't want it in the farm silo. We don't need it in a loading vehicle. It's not a pallet, so I don't need it in product. I think that's all I need. I think I just need to add it to liquid. So we have our fill type for crude oil defined. Let's come back to here. So let's change this to crude oil. Now, did I make it a capital O in my fill types? Back up top. Let's do it the easy way. Control find. Crude oil. It should be fine the way I have it. If not, we can go in and fix it. Our fill type is going to be crude oil. We're going to input coal. And we are going to input drill pipe. Let's go like 50. And we're going to output crude oil. Now this gets changed to our inputs. So our inputs are going to be coal and drill pipe. So we need coal to run the factory and then drill pipe to make our crude oil. So that is good there. Our output is going to be crude oil. And then we have to fix our storage. So we have to store coal. We have to store drill pipe. and we have to store crude oil. Let's just change these to 1 million liters each. All right, so we have our factory production point is done. So crude oil out of coal and drill pipe. We have our selling station, which is our drop-off for our coal and our drill pipe. We have our loading station, which we're going to discharge crude oil. We have our storage, which we have to store everything the factory takes and makes. We have our player triggers done, our hotspot is done, lights are done. We didn't add anything to the factory. I didn't change any of the i3D, so I shouldn't have to remap anything. I want to change this to dirt instead of asphalt. Let's see if we cannot get the oil well to spawn into the game now without any errors. Let me check one more thing first. Let's come back into here. Let's go back into here, placeables. I just want to check the oil well one more time for my texture pathing. That's all fixed. Let's crank the game open and see if we have a working oil well. Well, we have to make drill pipe first, then we'll have to test the oil well. Let's grab a new save game. We know that the mill works. We know that we're making drill pipe. The pallet is not 100%. I have a little bit more work to do on the pallet. But that's not an issue. I can mess around with that off camera. Alright, so let me grab a little bit of speed. Let's grab some cash. Let's see if we can spawn the oil well in without throwing an error. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to register it. It's not going to spawn in unless we register it. Forgot to register the XML. Let's go back to, where's it? Map? I always get the wrong one. It's not map. Mod description. We have to register the oil well. Register the oil well or it's not going to spawn into the game. Let's try that again. Hopefully we have an oil well this time. Now I'm going to get out of here for lunch soon. And then I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit in the desk chair after lunch. This is the most I've sat in a desk chair in a week. But the good news is my incisions do not hurt today. They've been killing me all week. Let's grab a little bit of cash. Now, do I have an oil well? Hopefully we have an oil well this time. Man, it's missing the picture. Can't load the item. So what did I... Oh, I know what I did. I did it again. Same mistake 3 times now. You think I would learn. I need to change this to placeables \, and I need to change this to placeables \. We should now have a loading oil well. And then after lunch, we're going to work on the refinery because we have to make plastic. And then we can, after we have plastic made, then we can add sacks to the mill. And then we can build the ice house to make ice cubes so we can finally get fish processing working, which probably won't happen until tomorrow. Alright, let's try that again. Let's throw some cash in here. And let's see if we have our oil well this time. We do. Awesome. So we also need Mammoth Mill because we have to make drill pipe. So let's throw Mammoth Mill down. So we should now have... Oh, I got to turn the sound down. That is way too loud. And we got to fix the... Okay, that's my out trigger. We should be good. Missing crude oil in the 110. Okay, so I got to go in and fix that. Oh, that's the mill. Okay, oil well. So we got to go in and fix the 110 again. That's messed up for crude oil. But we should input coal and drill pipe. We should get our crude oil. That's an easy fix. It should work with that error though. We got to turn the sound way down. But let's see if we get crude oil. So let's grab store delivery mod. Let's grab tractor. I got to put the front loader on it this time. Let's grab tractor. Let's grab front loader. Let's grab front loader. I need a pallet fork. And then we need a Papa Smurf wagon. Alright. We have to make drill pipe before we can make crude oil. Alright, so what do we need for drill pipe? We need coal and ore. So let's get that in here. Alright, so let's grab some coal and we'll grab some ore. That should be enough to test it. Let's throw some coal in here. Now let's activate just drill pipe. Alright, so you start making me some drill pipe. Let's go throw some coal in the oil well. Now you'll get coal from the mines. The mines are in and working. Alright, so you're going to take the coal. Yeah, those sounds are way too high. Got to turn those sounds down on the pumps. Alright, you should be enough to test crude oil. So let's get rid of the trailer. And we'll crank up time and we'll get at least one pallet of drill pipe out of here. I'll spawn out too. Let's take that down. Now let's grab a pallet of, and I suck at a front loader. Well, let's grab a pallet of drill pipe. I still don't have an auto load trailer for these. That's still in the works, but let's grab a pallet of drill pipe and take it to the oil well. And hopefully it takes it. Oh, awesome. Let's go grab the other one. I didn't grab that very well. I'm probably going to lose it on the way. I will definitely fix the drill pipe pallet at some point. I got to make it look visually a little bit better. All right. Again, I hate if I'm lost without an auto load trailer. So let's activate this, and we should start making crude oil. I know I'm missing the 110, but that's an easy fix. Now the problem is, do any of our tankers hold crude oil now? They do. So let's lease this guy. That may be the one you know what, I meant to take that out of my mods folder. That's the one I couldn't get working. It was throwing an error. I gotta remember to take that mod pack out of my mods folder. Let's see if it'll work today. I couldn't get it to work the other day with water or milk. It wouldn't load water or milk for some reason. Let's open the cover. Let's see if we can't get it to load crude oil. See if we have any crude oil made. We have a little bit made. Let's crank up time for about an hour. That should be enough to test it with. See if we can pick up our crude oil. Start filling. Crude oil, awesome. So oil wells are working. So next up after lunch is we have to build a refinery. So we have to take our crude oil now and turn it into diesel and plastic. So after lunch we will work on the refinery. Let's save this. Killer Dragon 1, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream, much appreciated. But I'm going to throw y'all on ending soon. I'm going to get out of here for lunch for about an hour. We'll come back and we'll work on a refinery. And then once we get the refinery working, so now we're making drill pipe in the mill, turning it into crude oil. Now we need to take the crude oil and turn it into diesel and plastic. After we have plastic, we can go back to the mill and add sacks to the mill so we can make empty sacks. So the refinery will work on after lunch, and we'll add plastic and sacks to the mill so we can get empty sacks. And then after we have empty sacks, we need to make ice cubes, and then that's everything that we need for fishing and fish processing. So, stranger right there. No game sounds. Everything looks fine on my end for sound. You may have to refresh your stream. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here for about an hour, and I'll catch y'all after lunch.